So you mentioned that Cardozo's defensive scheme made you want to add Jose Perez to the starting lineup. What did Jose Perez bring to you during that 2015 season displayed that made you say, you know what, I think this dude would be an asset in the starting lineup?
So up until Cardozo, I was like, we have enough offense on the floor to make this work. Then the way Ron designed his defense, kudos to him, you know. When I went back and I watched the film, I'm like, yo, Salnave is not guarding anybody. He's literally standing in the paint to double Jesse. Mm-hmm. So I know I needed another offensive option, especially somebody that could space the floor at that 4 spot. Perez could shoot, Perez could handle. He had range out to the 3. He could pass the basketball, high IQ kid, intense. And I put him in the lineup, and I knew that they weren't going to beat us. Even though the score was close in the Garden, they weren't going to beat us. Mm-hmm. You know, they blitzed us early on. If you look at the documentary, you'll see I think we're down like 12-2 or 10-2. I took a quick timeout. It's the first time I ever wore a suit to coach. And I forgot my bag because I'm superstitious. I'm very superstitious. I'm like, yo, if we're losing early on, I'm coming out of this suit.
Right.
And I'm going right back into my sweats.
Yeah.
But I forgot my bag at home. But you'll see, tie was down, top button was off. I flung the suit jacket somewhere, brand new suit jacket. Like, I'm like, nah, we're not about to do this.
Yeah, we're not doing this.
So, you know, if you look at the documentary, all you hear, beep, 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 beep. But yeah, man. So we went on a win. You know, Cardozo was good, man, but I never thought we'd lose. Even when we were down early on, I never thought we were going to lose that game.
I got you, man. I got you. So now you go ahead, you win the city title. You win the city title. Let's face it, man. You hear the chatter. You know, you hear people talk. You just said about your stunt with Crump. So now with all the people talking all this wings, losing the Final Four, this, that, and the third, Final Four specialists. I've even heard that kind of terminology. How did it feel to finally get over that hump? And what you had to say to your detractors, your folks that was saying, man, I don't know if they're gonna do it. They probably gonna flop again.
You know what's wild? Well, for me, if you look at the film, I broke down in tears. Like, it was that strong for me.
As you should.
But I'll say this to the detractors. You knocking us for getting to the Final Four and you never been there.
That is a fact. And it's very hard to even get there.
You knocking us for getting to the Final Four and not getting past, but you're not even getting to the Final Four of the Borough playoffs. Talk to me about it. Come on, man. We're not going to do that. we're not going to do that. Like that, we're not going to do.
Talk about it, Bill. All right, I'll just leave it at that, man. So now what's your focus now preparing for the state federations?
It was weird, right? We never once spoke about states. You know, I know definitely public school wise, most teams in the city, their focus is the city championship.
Correct.
At that time it was at the Garden. I mean, now it goes back and forth between the Garden and Barclays, but it was like, all right, your goals was get to the Johnnies, as we called it. That was the quarters and the semifinals, and to get to the Garden. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't until after we won the city, not even after, because we was in party mode. Like we celebrated. Ty Grant paid for the bill. We went out to a restaurant after. Like we settled. So you know, I gave him like the next 2-3 days off. School was going crazy. Cox was like, you know, Cox is a straight academic person. We had like no classes for 5 periods. So it was like, you know, the first city title, not the first AA city title in Wings history. We finally got over that hump. It wasn't, I kid you not, it wasn't till we got up to the hotel and we had our team meeting, and it just so happened I had my TV on in my room. I brought the team in my room, and we were up at Albany, University of Albany. Mm-hmm. Shenandoah Hoa was the number 1 team in the state at that time.
Right, Herder.
They had Herder, mm-hmm. right? And the TV comes on, and I think they said something like the Shenandoah Hoa Invitational. Mm-hmm. Randy looked at me, BT, we about to kill him. That was his exact words. And I'm like, so now my mindset shit, I was still on city championship mode. I wasn't worried about the state.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? We here. Gary Charles would say it all the time. We here, let's get it. Mm-hmm. that was a war, man. That Shenandoah team was really good.
I heard.
They had 2 6'6" kids, man, football players. And when I tell you we were in foreign territory, like the University of Albany, Shenandoah's colors is green and white. Mm-hmm. If it held 5,000 people, it was 4,850 Shenandoah fans, face painted green, green everything, going crazy.
They go hard upstate for they
Let me tell you something.
People don't realize that.
Those 2 big kids beat Govan up. I'm talking about, like, I almost got ejected because I'm like, yo, this is borderline, like, dirty.
Yeah. Like,
they're throwing bowls to his back, like kneeing him in the back in his hamstrings. I'm like, yo, what do we like? This ain't football. So real quick, speeding up, they beat him up so bad Jesse almost couldn't play the next in the state championship game. Yeah. But I'm gonna say this, man, my guy, Mr. Bowie. If we had, I don't even know the final score. If we had 47 or 49, sure, probably had 25. Because like I said, they must not have believed in Bowie. They probably saw the city championship game and was like, oh, this kid ain't that good.
Yeah.
Sure was like, I'm gonna show you how good I am. Mm-hmm. Because they would not let Govan get off at all. Gotcha. So between Bowie and, like I said, putting Perez in the lineup, because now they're doubling down on Bowie, Perez is knocking it down.
Yeah.
Randy's doing what he's doing. He's locking Herder up. I think Herder had 9 points, but 6 of that came late in the game on a late 3 and a BS foul call that they gave him. Mm-hmm. So we won that game, and then we faced Christ the King in the Federation ship. I had watched CK. After we won the city, I went to watch who did CK play. I don't know who they played in the chip, but I was like, everybody, and me and Joe will laugh about this to this day. Everybody that year, wanted to take away Raleigh. I'm like, Raleigh's nice. He's not the one you got to worry about. Alvarado's the one you got to worry about, right, because he's the engine.
Right, Tasmanian.
He's the driver. So, I had my matchup zone, and I told my guys, I said, y'all might think this is unconventional, but trust me when I tell you this. Leave Alkins. Let him shoot and hit as many shots as he wants, because that means nobody else is getting involved. Because Alvarado's not creating for, I forget who else they had, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he's not getting the flow, and it worked for us.
Good game plan. So y'all let Raleigh get his, but shut down everything else.
One man wasn't beating that team. Mm-hmm. Nah, that wasn't gonna happen.
Got you. So now y'all clean sweep. Y'all city champs. Y'all state champs. Mm-hmm. How good of a feeling was that, man? To basically be king of the state.
It was great. It was great because, like I said, it was that win wasn't just for 2015. It was that was for everybody who lost in the Final Four and we didn't get it done. And I kid you not, the Garden was flooded with black.
Yes, it was.
The Garden was flooded with black.
Y'all basically had damn near the whole Bronx was supporting y'all, man.
For sure. And what made it special for me was when I turned around and I looked and I saw all my former players there. And then when we came out the back, all my former players is there. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, yo, I'm giving them the trophy to take pictures with the trophy. You know what I mean? Like, because it was for all of us. Like they had parts in getting that.
Right.